Hey guys, it's Peyton, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the Shadow and Bone TV show. It was adapted from this book right here by Leigh Bardugo. It's a trilogy called the Grisha Trilogy. There's another series called the Six of Crows Duology. They combined both of these book series that she has written into a TV show. You've probably already heard of it if you're watching my video right now, because I'm a channel that talks about books. I have recently reread both of these two books in preparation for the TV show coming out, and Netflix produced it. It was so freaking good. And I did a vlog on both of these books recently. This one, I titled it that it's like overhyped. It is, but this one I buddy read with my boyfriend, and I will link both of those videos down below if you want really in-depth thoughts on the books. I personally am one of those people that think these books are just a bit overhyped. I don't think they're bad, like, at all. There's a lot worse books out there. I really enjoyed this one, obviously, and I think there's a lot of great things about these books, but it's been immensely hyped over the years on BookTube, and when I got around to reading them, it kind of was a bit of a letdown, not going to lie. But there's a lot of material here that I thought was going to shine so brightly. Oh my god, the summoner freaking pun I got going on right now. It's a good joke, okay? I didn't mean to do it. But I thought the vibes in this series was shined so brightly in a TV show, especially the way they did it with combining the two series. I think was a great idea, and it's a way to stay true to the series, because this adaptation really was pretty spot on with the original book Shadow and Bone. So it stayed true to the source material, but was a way to spice it up a little bit and make things that even the readers didn't expect. This whole video is about me talking about why this adaptation was one of the best book to movie or book to TV show adaptations ever. I am so excited about it because not only is it great, but we should most likely get several more seasons, because there's a lot more that this show can cover, and they really are just starting it and putting the little seeds of all these crazy things that are bound to happen in the show. If you haven't seen the show yet and you're wanting to, and you're wondering like, okay, what do I need to read to be able to watch this show and not get spoiled? All you need to read is the first Shadow and Bone book and the first Six of Crows book. This one is just so you can get established with characters such as Kaz, Jesper, and Inej, and Nina and Matthias. And this one is the whole plot of the first season of the show. But we have sprinkled in new characters, and it really follows very faithfully with this first book, and that's why it was so good, because we love seeing a book get adapted so true to the actual book. I read this book in middle school and I gave it a 5 stars. I used to be a lot less critical with my reviews, but now rereading it as like a college student, I gave it a 3 stars. It's not bad. It was really entertaining, and I read it in like a day. So obviously it was good, and I read it right before the show was released. But I felt like since this was written like 10 years ago, and Leigh Bardugo has been writing ever since, and her books are just getting better and better in my opinion. I feel like she has gotten a lot more experience as a writer, as writers do, and this book pales in comparison to the writing in Six of Crows. And I haven't even finished all of the Grishaverse series. I've never read Ruin and Rising, which is the 3rd book for this, and I still haven't read Crooked Kingdom, and I haven't read the King of Scars books either, because I can't read those until I finish these other books. But I'm still a fan of her work, and this book is obviously superior in writing and character development. But what this book is doing and what it's setting up in the world it's creating, it has so much potential. And what I feel like this show did really well is it used that potential and made it better. And that's what I've been hoping this whole time. Not to like go anything against Leigh Bardugo and say like she's a bad writer or anything. It's just felt like a lot of things, like characters and plot points and just everything in general, was lacking and could be established and explored a lot more. And this show, being like almost 8 hours, I think, really had the time to explore. So for example, a character like Mal, who a lot of people think is boring and didn't really like him as much, he had a lot of page time in this series, but a lot of like his essential things to his character was just brushed over by Alina, because this book series series is only Alina's point of view. We only get to see what she sees. In the show, we're able to see what other characters see. So we go in Mal's perspective, we see the traumatic things that he goes through, and they are mentioned in this book, but we're not with him through it. And it really made me care for Mal's character. And oh my god, all the montages between Alina and Mal and all of their childhood cuteness, I ship them now. I didn't really care for any of the romances in this original trilogy, but with the show, I feel it so hard, and I really think that's what they're gonna go with. I know there's a lot of Dark Lena stands out there. I do not understand you. I respect you, but I do not understand you. I think he's a terrible person that does not need to be redeemed, and like he's abusive, and I do not see that. I can see him being an interesting villain, but the way he treats her, I don't like that. I also want to point out the fact that they added the characters Kaz, Jesper, Inej, Nina, and Matthias in this show, but this was like a prequel version. We weren't showing the characters in this time period because this book takes place, I don't know how much farther in the future from this book, but it's in the future, and this one is in the past if we're trying to do a timeline. So we're really getting the prequel of those few characters, and we're seeing their lives be set up, especially Nina and Matthias. We're seeing their backstory that was talked about in this book. We're seeing it in real time in this series, which I really liked how they did that. I'm not a Nina and Matthias shipper. I really don't like Matthias. I can see why some of y'all like him, but he is not for me. I think Nina deserves better than that situation. I really like how we got to see that backstory instead of it just being something where we're in season 1 and we like see flashes of backstory between them. We are setting it up for future seasons. It's very clear that they plan to have a lot of future seasons, and they're putting so much money behind this show and the marketing and everything. It's very clear that they think that this show is going to be a long-running thing, and they're planning far in the future, and that's so exciting because I'm like really into this right now. And I know I have been saying like it's overhyped, and it is, in my opinion, it is overhyped, and it's just because everybody's been saying it's the most amazing thing in the universe for so many years to me. So when I finally actually read it, it was just okay to me. But now adding the show, like I'm vibing with it 10 times more, and it's making me so much more excited to continue reading the books. Hopefully I can finally freaking catch up on this trilogy and this freaking duology so I can be freaking free and know everything. Why am I sweating? I'm disgusting. I literally can't film a single video without sweating my ass off. I'm disgusting. I also don't feel like it ruined the characters. I saw some tweets being like, these aren't my characters, like Kaz doesn't feel like Kaz, and I feel like this show was giving the opportunity to see these actors slash characters morph into the characters that we know and love from this duology. They're all really young, and they're probably not as established yet as they were in this book. They're up and coming in Ketterdam, so they need time to rise. Kaz doesn't have the same notoriety yet because he's in the past. Like, he is building up to where he is at this point in Six of Crows, and I feel like we're gonna see him grow. That's something that we didn't get to see in Six of Crows, so I think it's going to be a good thing. It's just you have to have patience to see all of these characters from the Six of Crows world grow and become who we know. But like I still feel like they were pretty faithful to who they were. Like Inej was so spot on, and Jesper, oh my god. Oh, can we talk about Milo the goat? I'm so happy they added something fun like this into the show because everybody loves Milo the goat, and not only was he cute, like we love a cute goat, but he came back around towards the end of the show and he ended up helping like one of the characters, Mal, and getting out of a bad situation. It was perfect. I love how it wasn't just something stupid and it never came back up again. Like Milo kept being mentioned and he ended up saving Mal. He is everyone's favorite character, I think. Ben Barnes as the Darkling was fabulous. I think reading this and knowing the hype of the Darkling for so many years, like I don't feel like the Darkling lived up to the hype. People just hyped him up so much for me that I expected so much from that character. Ben Barnes as the Darkling, he really like just exudes a freaking energy, and I'm here for that energy. I love the villain vibes. I'm just not here for the Darklina shit. Like I do not ship them at all, but their freaking dynamic is a lot of fun as freaking protagonist and antagonist. I think it's a lot of fun going off each other. Obviously he kind of has a crush on her, and you know, she kissed him. She obviously has some feelings, but I think there's just no way that she can ever forgive him. And you know, I haven't read the final book yet, so I don't know if he like somehow redeems himself or not, but I really just don't like that idea at all. And I don't know if that's unpopular or not. I feel like the fandom is pretty split down the middle on loving the Darkling or hating him and wanting Mal and Alina together. Like, I don't know. And like, I didn't really have a thought on it so far when I'm rereading the series. I'm currently like halfway through Siege and Storm. I read this one years ago, so I'm rereading it, and right now I am shipping her with Mal. But after watching the show and I'm still rereading this, I'm shipping them 10 times more because the guy that played Mal, like, he just is so freaking good. I really vibed with that character a lot more than I had originally. But same with the Darkling. He really played that character well. He felt evil, but like, you know, there's something to him. Like, you just want to know more about him. He's so mysterious. Can we talk about Jesper? Oh my gosh, he had so much charisma and charm. The guy that played him did so freaking well. Every time he was on the screen, me and my boyfriend watching it were like, oh my god, it's Jesper. Like, we loved him so much. Like, he was probably like my favorite person to just watch on screen, because like his facial expressions and just the way he carried himself was always a lot of fun. He just always made you laugh, and like, I guess he was that comic relief character. And in Six of Crows, like, he had the same energy as this Jesper does in the show. But I think there's something about witnessing it and seeing an actor become this character instead of just reading it on the page. It just really makes the character come to life in a way that I'm like, oh gosh, like, I love Jesper 10 times more. I already love Jesper, but the way this actor freaking brings him to life is just so perfect. It's exactly like Jesper and how I imagined him. Also, we loved the freaking gay energy. That whole stable scene, that was like everything. I'm so here for it. Yeah, that actor really is such a perfect Jesper. Like, he just did it so freaking well. Like, I'm really impressed by him. Something that kept making me want to cry is Inej, when she would see Alina like doing her powers and shit. Like, she loves her so much, and like, I just got chills watching her like little happy face like brighten. Like, it was so freaking sweet. That first time when they were on the freaking heist trying to steal Alina, and Alina was with the Darkling doing her powers in like the palace or whatever, and Inej was just like, it was just such a heartwarming moment, and I just loved that she got to witness that, because in the books, I don't believe she's ever freaking got to see Alina. I haven't finished either series, but like, I've been spoiled for a lot, so like, I'm not gonna mention what I've been spoiled for, but it was just nice seeing characters that we've never seen interact. And you know, I haven't finished the series, so they might interact, and I just never knew that, but I don't think they do. So I also love how they didn't dive too deep into any of the Crow's backstory. We don't really know too much. Like, there kept being like little hints about Kaz and his revenge and Pekka Rollins. It's definitely being sprinkled that we need to be thinking about things like that. And we know about Jesper's gambling, and Inej obviously with the menagerie. I can't say that word for some reason. There's very tiny pieces of them being brought up. We're not overboard establishing anything, because this is supposed to be a show, and if everything about them was revealed from the get-go, what would we explore in future seasons? So I'm so excited to see that, because I'm pretty positive we're gonna get another season at least, and we can see more of them, and like knowing about their backstory and Kaz's backstory and Kanej. They are so fucking cute. The actress that played Nina, I did really enjoy her. I know I've been mentioning several times on my videos lately how it is disappointing that they didn't cast like someone who was plus size. That's how she was described in the series, but she did like look more like me, like more of a mid-sized person, and it was really cool to see that, because you know, she is thicker and I'm thicker too, and it was just really cool to see someone so confident and just badass, and she is beautiful and doesn't even question anything, and like, she's eating her waffles, and it's just so cool to see that. We never really see that, but it still would have been really great if we had like a plus size actress the way that she was described. I'm more in the middle like she is, so it's just really cool to see a character that looked more like me on the screen, because normally it's just super skinny people in every single TV show and you don't really see anything else. Oh, okay, I have to mention the amplifier and how it goes inside of Alina's skin. I think I heard about this before watching the show, but I completely forgot that the amplifiers in this show, they put it embedded into the skin. And oh my god, was it so gross looking when the antlers were sticking out of her shoulder. And me and my boyfriend were like just disturbed because it was just so gross to look at. But it was really cool. Like, I thought it was awesome, but I was like, is she gonna look like this forever? Because this is disturbing to look at. I hate seeing like the puckering wounds, like, ew. So those were all my bullet points. I think you can just tell that I really, really enjoyed this show. They just were able to bring it to life in a way that the series just never was able to do for me. I enjoy these books, but I never thought that they had reached their fullest potential. I just felt like there could be more, and this show really does that, and it makes it a lot more fun reading the books because I'm currently still reading through it. It makes it a lot more fun because I now love these characters a lot more. I didn't fully ever connect to Alina or Mal or the Darkling or anybody, and reading it right now I'm like, dang, Alina and Mal, I ship y'all 10 times more right now, so I'm having fun. I cannot wait for Nikolai because Nikolai is one of my favorite characters. He is just so much freaking fun. I cannot wait to see him on this show. He is definitely going to be in season 2, and I cannot wait to find out his casting and everything. And I'm currently doing a reading vlog for Siege and Storm, so look out for that because it will be coming up soon. I'm literally drenched with sweat right now doing this video. I am disgusting. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what you thought about this show. Like, I want to talk about it so badly. Let's all talk about it in the comments together. Like this video, comment down below. Have a good day. Please subscribe. Make sure to follow all my social medias, which are linked down below, and go click the bell button, which is right by the subscribe button, which you should already clicked, and goodbye.